Good morning, everyone. This Shabbat is the last Shabbat on the Jewish calendar year. Next Shabbat, Friday night, we'll be welcoming the new year, Rosh Hashanah. And the Torah portion tomorrow is actually a double Torah portion, Nitzavim and Vayeilech. However, these two names of the Torah portions not only don't seem to go together well, but they actually have opposite meanings. The word Nitzavim means standing. Atem Nitzavim Hayom, Moses says you're standing today before God. Vayeilech means to go. Vayeilech Moshe, Moses went. So how do these two Torah portions come together? Standing and going. And the Or HaChaim gives a very powerful answer. He says many times when you want to understand the meaning of a word, you have to go back to the first time you ever find that word in the Torah. Where's the first time we find the word Nitzavim or Nitzav, to stand? It actually goes back to the story of Jacob. When Jacob was fleeing from his brother Esav, who wanted to kill him, it says he went to sleep and he had a dream and he saw a ladder with angels going up and down the ladder. And then the verse says, V'hinei Hashem nitzav alav, and God was standing over him. Says the Or HaChaim that many times in life, like Jacob, we find ourselves stuck and we cannot find a path forward. And therefore, V'hinei Hashem nitzav, when we know that God is watching over us, that everything in our life is happening for a reason, and that God is with us on the journey of our lives, then Vayeilech, then we're able to move forward in our lives. Tonight, when we greet Shabbat, we're going to sing the L'cha Dodi. And here we are in the month of Elul, as we complete the month of Elul, which is an acronym for Ani L'Dodi, I am unto my beloved, and my beloved is unto me. And one of the songs we sing every Friday night is the L'cha Dodi. Let's go to our beloved God, not just on the month of Elul, but every Shabbat of the year. It's greeting our beloved groom. We are God's bride, and He is our groom. And one of the verses says, Hitnari mi'afar kumi, shake off your dust. Livshei bigdei tefartecha mi, and put on your garments, your wardrobe of splendor. And more than any other week of the year, the message of the L'cha Dodi is, as we prepare to greet our beloved on the high holidays, God, it's time to shake off the dust. Whatever was holding us back, whatever was weighing us down, whatever was making us feel inferior or insecure or unloved, whatever those negative impressions were from the past year, thoughts, feelings, it's time to shake it off and put on, as the L'cha Dodi says, our garments, our wardrobe of splendor and glory and beauty, and prepare to greet Hashem, our beloved, our Dodi. Reminds me of a story of a farmer who had an old donkey, and the donkey fell into a well. And the donkey was crying, and the farmer tried every way to pull the donkey out of the well, but he couldn't. And finally he said, you know what? He's an old donkey. Let's put him out of his misery. Let's just bury him. And so he called his neighbors. They got shovels, and they decided they would cover the donkey with dirt and bury the donkey alive, but put him out of his misery. And they started to pour scoops of shovels, dirt on the donkey into the well. And with every scoop of shovel of dirt, the donkey was crying and crying because it felt the dirt falling on its back. But suddenly, the crying of the donkey stopped. They thought maybe the donkey died. And they looked over into the well, and they saw something remarkable. That every time a shovel full of dirt fell on the back of the donkey would simply shake it off and then step up. And then another scoop of shovel fell on his back. He shook it off and took another step up until it climbed higher and higher, and the donkey came to the rim and the edge of the well, stepped out and marched off, trotted off. And that's the lesson in life. Instead of being buried by the dirt that's thrown upon us, the challenges, the struggles, the pains, the hardships of the past year, with every scoop of shovel we take a step up higher, and we learn and we grow and we reach the greater heights through the challenges, through the struggles. And that's part of the Vayeilech, the journey that God put us on in our life. And so when we go back to Nitzav, when God stood over Jacob, Jacob had many worries on his mind. What's going to happen to me? My brother wants to kill me. There was the hatred of his brother and the resentment towards his brother. There was the poverty because he left and ran away with nothing but his walking stick. And he also was dealing with going to an unknown place, to the house of his uncle. But he became the most prosperous patriarch, gave birth to the 12 tribes of Israel. And we are his children till today. Why? Because he moved forward. How did he get the courage and the conviction to move forward? Because God was standing over him. Because when you have faith, you do 5 things. Faith, first of all, frees your mind from all worries. Second of all, it frees your heart from all hatred and resentment. It teaches you to live simply and to walk humbly. And like Jacob, who says to his brother, you could have the blessings, you could have the gifts. It teaches you how to give more. And so this Shabbat, let us come to Shul, celebrate the last Shabbat, and through realizing that God is watching over us, we will worry less. Free our minds from worry. Free our hearts from hatred. Learn to live simply, walk humbly, and give more. Shabbat Shalom.